There's no 100% security anywhere in the world. The more the ease of life, the more the security in it. One of the beauty about cybersecurity is also job security.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching us or you're listening in from. It's a wonderful time. It's 2:12 p.m. on this side, West African time, and it's very, very sunny. Good to have us here. Hope we had a wonderful time in service, in church, in mosque, anywhere we're able to worship today. Okay, without wasting time, today we'll deep dive straight into digital forensic essentials. We're going to continue from where we stopped yesterday. But before I do that, in the next 5 minutes, I would love to take questions from yesterday. Questions. It could be questions related to the class yesterday. It could be questions that are, previous classes. Bearing in mind that our exam is for 5 to 6 p.m. today. So I won't want to bore us with so many stuff, but definitely we'll be able to take questions. If you have questions, kindly lift up your hands. Any questions so far? It could be when you were reading, something came up, or, are there questions? All hands are down. Okay. So that means we can proceed. So in the absence of any questions, let's quickly take a recap. Let's quickly take a recap of what we did yesterday. Anybody? I just need 2 persons here. Omeke Lovina, please unmute and speak. Just need 2 persons or 3 persons, not too much. Yes. Good afternoon.
Hello,
Is it a question or a recap of what we did yesterday?
It's a question. Questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to ask, based on our last class yesterday, we talked about forensic. So I just want to know, is this forensic class or forensic this in cybersecurity, is this the same thing with the one we are doing in normal forensic? Because I'm a biochemistry and we did forensic editing in a class as a subject, as a course. Or is it the same thing or different?
The principles align. The principles are almost similar, but the difference here is that you are carrying out the forensics on the network devices, like we said yesterday. Someone is laughing. But so the basic difference there is you're now carrying out those forensics on digital equipment. Like I said, and I was emphasizing on yesterday, anything that uses zeros and one, we want to be able to carry out forensics on them. Yes. So if you did biochemistry and you've done some forensics, just apply some of the principles. The principles, the system, the process are essentially the same. But this time around, they are carrying out those forensics investigation on digital devices. And it won't make sense that you are carrying them out and you don't understand how those devices work. So essentially, yes, you're on the right track.
Okay. Sir, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Are there any other questions? Questions. We have 5 minutes left for that. Okay, if there are no questions, then let's quickly take a recap. So I need 3 persons to just give a quick recap of what you picked from yesterday's class, basically on digital forensics, before we fire on today. We have set the foundation for today's class yesterday, so it's going to be very rapid. Okay, anyone? Oh, you want me to call name? I don't like calling names too. Yeah, sharp. 3 persons, quick one. Each person at least 1 minute. A quick recap of yesterday's class. Okonji Francis, they are on mute and speak. Followed by Temera Okafor. Okonji Francis, unmute and speak. Temera Okafor.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes.
Yeah, I was not present in yesterday's class. I was really not present. Not at all. I did not even join the class yesterday because of my busy schedule.
Okay. Okay. So, Okonji Francis was not present in class yesterday. Tamara Okafor. Tamara Okafor. Unmute and speak. Damilola Oyeniyi. I'll call people out to. Are these people on this call at all? Or are you shy? Don't be shy, yo. When you come for full class, this is how we treat you. Okay, go ahead.
I wasn't in class yesterday.
You are not in class
studying.
too.
Yes, I studied too much. I was studying. I forgot. I just lost in study.
Okpeyemi, hope you are noting them. I've started catching them for you. The people that didn't go.
It's only one class I missed too.
Oh yeah,
and it's because of this exam.
It's because of exam you did not come to class. Okay, that's okay. Ebenezer, go ahead on mute and speak. You were in class yesterday. Yes, Lovina, you want to speak? That's a good one. Go ahead, unmute and speak.
Yes, I was in class yesterday, but I couldn't finish because I had a network glitch.
So what can you remember? What can you remember from yesterday's class?
Yes, you talked about, you sent us a video that we actually, it's talking about the type of phishing. You talked about the type of phishing that was carried out to the through the video that we watched. We talked about what's it called, forensics, how we can the essence of forensics, how important forensics is to the enterprise, and you gave us the methodologies and how you give us the methodologies of how we can actually make forensics in our organization as a cybersecurity analyst. You encouraged us on how to be more smarter and how we can actually be competent. Give us the reason why we have to be competent, why we have to be open doing. So these are things I can remember.
Okay, that's okay. A wonderful round of applause for digital round of applause for Ebenezer Larry. Omeke Lovina, go ahead and speak also. That's a good one.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Yesterday we talked about digital forensic. So, and we were saying that it is the process of identifying or analyzing or documenting digital evidences for investigation in cyber attack.
Okay.
You get me?
Yeah.
We were saying that the main goal or the primary goal is to retrieve evidence, like to know how the attack happens, the extent of the damage, and to identify attackers.
Okay. What else can you remember?
Okay, you also mentioned these types of investigation.
Okay.
That is all I can say for now.
That's a good try. It's a good try. You tried. A wonderful digital round of applause for her. Okay, Chuko Harrison, please unmute and speak. Okay, Chuku Harrison, you've dropped your hand. Are you afraid?
Oh, it was for Applause, not for this thing.
Oh, okay, that's
Sorry, it
fine.
was a me.
Okay, Gabriel Otta, go ahead, unmute and speak.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Am I audible enough?
Very audible.
Yes, I still remember you telling us that anyone entering a crime scene will leave something and you will take something from the scene. And it's advisable that if you are going to a crime scene, that you should put on your glove and make sure that you don't leave your own fingerprint there. We talked about types of digital forensics, such as volatile data, non-volatile data, which are the ones that are stored in secondary storage. We talked about roles of digital evidence, which includes identity theft, unauthorized encryption, abuse of the system. And then we still talked about sources of these evidences. One of them is user protected files. Another one is user created files. We talked about computer created files. And we still went further to talk about a lot of things, rules of evidence, that evidence has to be comprehensive, it has to be complete, it has to be clear, it has to be related to what you are dealing with. You don't pick evidence from randomly and bundle them together. It has to be related to what you are talking about. I think that's all I can remember for now.
Please,
Thank
a
you, sir.
wonderful big round of applause for Gabriel. Wonderful round of applause. That clearly shows that yes, you are following. A wonderful digital round of applause. Drop emoji. You know, that's a good one, and that's the spirit. Okay, Eze Benedetta. Go ahead, unmute and speak.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Um,
Yes, good
we also
afternoon.
talked about the types of cyber crimes, internal and external, yesterday. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, and we also talked about the roles of digital evidence, like their examples, identity theft, this thing, information leakage, malicious attack, and all of that, sir.
Okay, that's fine. That's a good one. A wonderful round of digital round of applause for her. Okay, so that would also work a bit as a reminder. Someone is saying bad network. Is that from my side or from your side? Hope I'm clear. Glory.
Yes, sir, you're clear.
Very clear, right? Okay, so Glory, you might want to check your network for that. Okay, so before we go deeper today, I will bring in a part of the training that has been put together for us in addition to digital forensics. And the reason why it is still part of the essential is because it's so essential today that we must know about, come here, we must know about this guy. Can you see my screen? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can
Yes,
see
sir,
you.
your screen is visible. We can see.
Okay. So what can you see on my screen?
AI.
You're
Good.
currently on Google, and what?
Exactly.
AI.
Yes.
AI.
Yes. So in addition to digital forensics, that we are still doing our digital forensics, I'll be infusing information about AI. In fact, I'm starting the class today by introducing us to AI. Yes, I know we already know what AI is, but the beauty of knowing what AI is to first demystify the narrative that is out there. Do you get? Because many people don't know what AI is. In fact, I can literally say many professionals don't know what AI is. And I'll take a sample here by asking us, what is AI or what do you think is AI? Please feel free, raise your hand. I'll call you out, then yes. Okay, Chukwuarisi, go ahead. What is AI? AI
First
beyond the
of all,
definition.
AI, first of all, is artificial intelligence.
Correct.
So a simple definition of AI is the ability for a computer, let me say for softwares and other machines to simulate the human intelligence to perform different tasks they are assigned to do. Thank you.
Okay. A wonderful round of digital applause for him. Okay. Oseni Samuel, what is AI?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So AI, which it actually means artificial intelligence. So it basically means a machine. When machine can make decisions and mimic the human intelligence by making decisions from its surroundings or data that has been fed to. So it's like mimicking human intelligence, the way we also make decisions from our day-to-day from our day-to-day encounters and all of that. So it's mimic our intelligence in a way. It's just like making machines to think like humans.
Okay. Okay. A wonderful round of digital applause for him, Oseni Samuel. The next person would be Precious Gifts. Precious Gifts.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, so AI, also known as artificial intelligence, I would say they are like machines that simulate human intelligence, like machines that has the ability to learn, to make decisions, to solve problems. So basically, it's just machines that has the ability to emulate human intelligence.
Okay, to emulate human intelligence. Okay, okay. A wonderful round of applause for Precious Gift also. The next person I'll be calling, Oseni, you need to drop your hand, is Folaranmi Taylor. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me? Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, AI, which is artificial intelligence, can be referred to as a kind of pre-configured machine that has the ability to reason, provide solution to problems, and also carry out tasks based on instruction, like human.
Okay, okay, okay. That's interesting. Also, a wonderful round of digital applause for him. Abibo Ye Lola. Yeah. Abibo Ye Lola, unmute and speak also. Abib, we can't see you. Adorable. Oh yeah, unmute and speak. That's wisdom.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, adorable.
Okay, so to my own knowledge, I'll see AI, like artificial intelligence, is like a machine that helps to perform tasks when it's being prompted rightly by a human, right? Because it can't just perform tasks if you don't prompt it on what you want it to do. So it's just like an assistant to human brain. When you prompt it rightly, it assists on tasks. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, a wonderful round of applause for adorable. Wisdom, go ahead, quick one.
Okay, AI, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, okay. AI stands for artificial intelligence, like that's been said already. It uses information that is already available on websites or pages that already exists to carry out basic tasks and could also perform automations like carry out orders that is being given to a machine from a human to perform certain tasks. So
Okay,
that's
so
just my
it
understanding
carries out
about AI.
automation. Okay, a wonderful round of applause for wisdom, but we'll still be differentiating between
Hello?
AI. Yes, we can hear you. A wonderful round of digital applause for wisdom, but we'll soon be differentiating between AI and automation. They are two different things. Okay, Ebenezer, over to you. Ebenezer Lanre, I Lapola. Are you there?
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Give us your
Are
definition
you
of
calling
AI.
me, sir?
Yes, your hand is up. Give us your
Oh,
definition of AI.
I, I can say I is sorry. Let me just give me 1 second. Let me excuse myself.
Okay, while we wait for you, Gabriel, go ahead.
Sorry. In the ability of
Yes, sir.
computers or machine to
Okay,
perform.
Gabriel,
Hello,
hold
sir.
on a bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ebenezer, go ahead.
Yes, I said AI, which is artificial intelligence, can say is also the ability of computers or machines to perform tasks that normally involves human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, problem solving, and decision making. So I can say that is what AI does.
Okay, a wonderful round of applause for Ebenezer. Gabriel, over to you. Quick one.
Good afternoon.
30 seconds. Yeah.
My own definition, a very simple definition of AI is a system with a human-like level of intelligence.
Okay. Okay. A wonderful round of applause for Gabriel.
Thank you.
Peter Ofulwe. Peter, go ahead. Unmute and speak.
Yeah,
Gabriel, you
good
can drop your
afternoon.
hand. Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, as we know, as one call it, artificial intelligence, it's a branch of computer science that develops systems and machines that are capable of performing tasks that normally requires human intelligence, learning from data, reasoning and problem solving, and making decisions and the likes. Yes.
Okay, that's a good one. Even though it sounds like Google definition, but a wonderful round of applause for Peter. Okay, Shitu Camille. Shitu Camille. Peter, don't forget to drop your hand so the hand will not pain you. Shitu Camille. Okay, it's like it's having an issue. Let's look out for Izzy Benedetta. Yes, go ahead and speak, Izzy.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. AI is the use of machine learning, data analysis, and intelligence algorithms to detect, prevent, and respond to cyber threats automatically and efficiently.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Shitu, are you back now? A wonderful round of applause for Izzy also. Shitu, are you back now? So now, um, you can drop your hand, Izzy. Shitu, if you're not back, you can also drop your hand. So now the question now is this, right? How do we differentiate between AI and automation? Or are we saying AI is a type of automation or automation is a type of AI? Anyone? From all our definitions, what's the basic difference between AI and automation? Anyone. It's a critical thinking process before I give us the full, ideology behind AI. Okay, Folara Romy Taylor, go ahead.
I think automation is somehow more specific than AI.
Okay.
AI is a general term, but automation is somehow specific to a certain task. It usually
Okay.
has a specialization, not in
Okay.
general terms.
Okay. That's valid. That's valid. Okay. Bib Oye Lola, go ahead. Quickly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I think to my own understanding, automation has to do with efficiency and speed based on how it is a machine is programmed. Why
Okay.
AI is just is also is somehow intertwined, sha. But to my understanding, AI is just what is being put together by software engineers and the likes to answer a particular request or function based on what is being fed upon. But automation has to do with efficiency and predefine rules. Like after it has been added together, it gives you this efficiency kind of a thing. Thank you.
That's a great one, Oye Lola. A wonderful digital round of applause for Afib. That's a good one. Okay. Gabriel, over to you.
Yes, sir. Well,
Yeah,
if I
quick
get
one.
your question right, you said, is automation a type of AI or AI a type of automation? To
How do
me,
you differentiate
automation
between
is a type
AI?
of AI.
Okay.
Okay.
Automation is a
Yeah,
type of
automation
AI.
means
Okay.
carrying out, yes, automation means carrying out a task repeatedly without human interference. Right? When we
Okay.
talk about AI, it can be automation can just be a specific task. Let's say lifting up something and dropping it, lift and dropping it, like in automobile industries. They lift
Okay.
up mobile a kind of machine parts and put it there to couple it. That's the machine keep carrying it out on and off, on and off. It goes like that. Why when it comes to AI, we are simply talking about systems that mimics human intelligence. That means they can do a lot of tasks. That is
Yeah.
artificial intelligence.
Great. A wonderful round
It's
of
broad.
applause also for Gabriel. Yes. And I love the fact that he said it's broad. Okay, Paul, go ahead. Paul Ioana, unmute quickly and speak.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good
I hope I'm
afternoon.
audible, sir.
Yeah, very audible.
Okay, so AI, okay, no, automation. I would say automation is the act of performing repeated tasks due to or based on the set of either, let's say, if probably in coding, we would say based on the set of scripts that were written or the code blocks that were written. So I would say automation, it only does that task that it is given. It doesn't really change another task. So it only does that task that was given to it at that moment, at that point of time. So it performs it repeated without any human interference. Then for AI is actually more intelligent. I would say more intelligent than automation because AI does it mimics the human behavior. So it's based on the prompts that we're given or based on the set of rules that we're given that it would give out. It's just like it gives you, it's just like garbage in, garbage out, but more intelligently. Yes.
Okay. A wonderful round of applause for Paul also. That's a great one. Mohammed Subair. Mohammed Subair, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening. Quick one.
Yes, sir. To me, automation is the process of using AI to accomplish tasks without any action on the user part. Why AI is a woman-like machine that is developed to accomplish human effort.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one also. A wonderful round of applause for him. Samuel Chukuma,
so good afternoon, sir.
You might want to get closer to your mic. You're sounding very far.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
You're sounding far. Maybe it's the mic you're using or something.
I think. Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me now, sir?
We're managing to hear. Go ahead.
All right. So I said I want to say that all the clear difference between automation and AI is that AI learns, but automation doesn't. So automation like follows a strict defined view, just like my fellow learners were saying, and AI on the other hand learns just like humans. Like we follow, they are made to mimic human intelligence. So the more it does tasks, the more it learns and it gets better.
Okay. That's a good one also. A wonderful round of applause for him. Ashraf. Then finally, Fashola would give us the rounding of definition. Ashraf, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the basic difference between AI and automation?
Based on my own simple explanation, it's just like setting an AI into motion.
That's
very simple.
Why do you want to set an AI into motion?
Based on you know that you want to automate something, maybe you want to act on something. Like for instance, you want to build a robot. So you combine some model, combine some test. So you just set that thing to action. So you can call that in automation.
Automation. Okay, yeah, but we can still accept it. That means now you're talking of intelligence. You're talking of intelligent automation now.
Okay.
Intelligent automation. Intelligent automation is the addition of AI.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Fashola, go ahead. A wonderful round of applause for Ashraf. That's a good one. He's already thinking into the future. Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, sir. I wanted to just add to what others have said on the call. I want to say AI follows automation follows a specific rules. What you program to make it, you design, like maybe do this for me, like you write it on a script or either by Python. Why artificial intelligence basically feeds on the data given and then improve on it and give you the decision.
Okay. That makes sense. A wonderful round of applause for Fashola. That you're getting closer to what the definition is. And I would demystify some things. Wonderful round of applause for Fashola for that. Ebenezer, go ahead. So Ebenezer is the last person I'm picking for this answer today. Ebenezer, we can't hear you.
Hello, yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
Loud and clear now. Go ahead.
Yes. I said an automation is like a script that automatically backs up files every night. So that is automation. But a system that detects cyber attack by learning normal network behavior and spotting anomalies. So that one, you can say that one is AI. So, but sir, my question is, can AI develop a script? And can AI develop an automation?
Hold on. Let me get you clearly. Hold on. Let me get you clearly. Are you asking a question or you are answering the question first?
Yes, I answer based on my intelligence.
Okay, so
I answer based on
I want to get your answer clearly. What's the difference between AI and automation?
Yes. To the best of my knowledge, I said difference between an automation and artificial intelligence. I'm citing an example. Like a script that backs up files every night or every morning. That is you say that is an automation. Maybe there have been some configurations on it and something like that. So it backs it up every night or any time you set it. But artificial intelligence is like a system that is that can be used to detect a cyber attack, maybe or a SOC review or something like that. You know, that's a system that does it on its own.
Okay.
On its own, but just it can be just using some based on using some set of rules to dictate maybe some trying to get some anomalies or maybe citing a network behavior to know maybe these threats, so it can block it or do whatever.
Okay, so hold on, don't go too far. Don't go too far.
My own question is,
okay, I'm with you. You said your question is what?
So my question is, can you use an AI to perform some automation works?
Okay, so we'll still get there, right? Because I know there are many people on the call. Let's focus on the basic difference between AI and automation. As the call keeps going on, you realize that your question will get answered. Do you get? And then we'll be able to demystify, because everybody's shouting AI, AI, AI. Any small thing now is AI, AI. Hello, let's rest first. There are some things we are even calling AI. There are some things we are calling AI that are not AI. Do you get? So, but that will come from the basis of knowledge, So let's go on now. So everyone has been able to pretty much have a general definition, a general idea, of AI. But I'll be talking from you can drop your hands, Ebenezer. I'll be talking from the depth of what AI is really, or the core concepts that are surrounding AI itself. Yes, we've been able to demystify, differentiate between AI and automation, right? Automation strictly plays around or focuses on repetitive tasks, something you do repeatedly, right? Like many of us have said in the definition. Please, can you mute yourself? There's someone speaking that needs to be muted. Please give her the 1,000 naira and get muted. Beauty is not here. Okay, thank you for muting her. Okay. Okay, so hope you can all hear me now. So automation, right, focuses on repeated or repetitive tasks. So anything that is recurrent, anything that repeats itself, you can literally program them, right? Or arrange them in a pattern that the cycle will keep happening. Either it is the software or it is hardware that makes it what automation, right? Like somebody gave a manufacturing line now, that an assembling line, the robot is programmed to do the same task every time. If it is a robot that will be fixing the lights, all it just does is carry. Yes, it's robots. The robot was built probably using AI, right? But it's doing a repetitive task. One, carry the lights. Two, fix the lights, connect the wire. That one is done. Another car comes, carries the light, fix the light. That's what he will do for the rest of his life. So in that environment now, you could literally say that there's an intelligent implementation of AI, making it, an automated process. But back in the days, we used to have, especially those days when we enter data in Excel, right? And you have information, you want to populate a database, you want to do what? All you just do is to just go to Excel, and then you pretty much download, forgotten the name of this thing, we call them macros. Macros, yes, that's their name. Hope you can still see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, macros. Sir. Macros, we refer to them as macros, right? Not carbohydrate, macros in Excel. It could be used in Excel, it could be used in PowerPoint. Now, it has been used over time to even create viruses, that were transmitted or, sent around. Now, what are you doing? You're simply automating the sequence. You've written a line of code to do tasks that are repetitive. Basically, that's where automation, stem from. And it has grown into larger portions over the years, right? That you now have large scale automations. Email marketing, you don't want to have to be clicking next to so at gmail.com. You click next again. No, now it's too far. Just automate it and then it will get it done. So for repetitive and mundane tasks, right? Automation comes in very handy, right? Now, automation falls under a category where you have to use programming language. You have to code it. You have to put, if this is that, then you should do this. Else, you should do that. Do while loop. All the programming techniques and methods comes into play, right? And they play around with all of that to just ensure that things get going and smoothly. Now, imagine that beyond that automation, you want to have a system, right, that can literally think like you, like many of us have given in our definition, right? We can think like you and learn and equally make decisions. So now it's not just dealing with sequence. It can think and say, oh no, the method I used the last time, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to put a +1 to it. I'm going to do a -2 from it, right? And you make intelligent decisions. That is what makes it AI. So AI is simply automation on steroids, or automation with that automation that can think like a human being and make decisions and be able to have different versions of his own automations itself, and that's what makes it a bit, interesting. So for example, now imagine that back in the days, Airtel, MTN, they will employ customer service, plenty, that will be answering millions of customers. And they realized that over a period of time, most customers were asking for the same problems. Sorry, my SIM, I want to check my balance. What code will I use to check my balance? All those basic stuffs, they categorize them into one location, had an AI, or in quote, a chatbot, right? That the moment you interact with the chatbot, just ask it the question, it's going to give you, your answers, the pre-recorded answers. If the answers are not, part of what it was trained with, now, because the AI has to be trained with data sets, right? If the answers is getting is not part of the information it was trained with, it is being programmed to ask for help from a human being, or is being programmed to go and search the internet and search for more information to be able to assist itself, right? And that's why you go to some website now, including our own website, there's a chat bot there that you can literally chat with, and basic questions that you want to ask that does not need human beings to interact with you, it will give you that information. And another use of AI also that we've seen over a period of time, or you've heard of in movies, or even in real life, is autonomous vehicles that they drive themselves. They use camera, they use sensors, to move around. And the question is, how did they know that there's an object there? So it has to process, a lot of data, right, to be able to make intelligent decisions. And that's what gave birth to intelligent automation, right? Now, this is bringing me back to the core concepts of AI itself, right? There's a core concept of AI. I'm going to type it here, of AI. And you see so many informations that will drop around it. The core concept is it simulates human intelligence through machines with focus on learning, reasoning, and perception. But there are two other major parts you cannot run away from, which is the machine learning and the deep learning. Please note this carefully, because anybody that just go to a website, the moment you see chatgpt.com, you say it's AI. Yes, it's AI. It's true. Yes, a robot that is, doing its work and doing all of that, it's also using AI. But the types of AI they're using are totally two different things. Even though, yes, they have the same baselines, right? So if you look at AI itself, it has many branches. One of its branches is machine learning. The second part is deep learning. The third part, you're looking at neural networks. Fourth part, you're looking at natural language processing or natural language processors, right? The sixth part, you're looking at the fifth part, you're looking at the computer vision. That's where sensors comes in and all of those things. And then also, finally, you're looking at expert systems, right? So there are AIs that could be built or that are used for different assignments. But these are just broad six main broad categories, where all of these, functions. And the moment you start dealing with AI, you must learn about so many models. There are models that can come up. Models refers to method or framework by which something is meant to carry out its processing, right? So uh, um, when it is AI, machines are used to perform intelligent tasks. When it is machine learning, from the name, it means that that particular AI built into that machine will be able to learn as is carrying out its task. And what's it learning from? It's learning from data. And what is data? Data is zeros and one, basically binary that flies around either through cable or through wireless, as the case may be. And then if you now decide to say, okay, let me go into deep learning. Deep learning now is machine learning this time around, now using neural networks. That is, when you are talking of neural networks, you are talking of many, a hydra form of AIs, plural, a hydra form of AIs. That is, different networks connected together to be able to, use those information or those data, efficiently and use it to help human carry out whatsoever he wants to carry out. So the AI that we are calling AI, somebody that is playing with ChatGPT is still at the basic level. There's still more deeper parts, than that. So there's the consumer AI, there's the industrial AI. The consumer AI are the one that you and I use, that you can, there's AI for music, there's AI for education, AI for everything. Now, what are the three major categories of AI? Number one, you have the narrow AI, you have the general AI, you have the generative AI. One, narrow AI. Two, general AI. Three, generative AI. Narrow AI, you're looking at, is just doing one task. And that is where IoT comes in. The first question I will ask is, oh, okay. Or the first question anybody will ask is, IoT devices, are they AI? And the answer is yes. And the answer is also no. Because yes, it's doing one task, it's automated. That's true. But aside that task, does it still have the ability to learn? Some IoTs have the ability to learn, while some are just built for that. So it's a mixture of the both, right? Example is Siri. Hey Siri, what's the time? It will go and search Google and give you the time. Alexa, please open the door, the front door. It will open the front door because it's being pre-coded to carry out those stuff. And when you're talking of general AI, we're looking at them in theoretical form where they reason like humans. They can answer questions and do other things and all of that. And when you're looking at generative AI, you're looking at all the GPTs, all the GPTs. You're looking at all the GPTs, as the case may be, ChatGPT, the Dale, the DeepSeek, the Grok. Just think of them, And what are their applications? They are used in computer vision, image recognition, facial detections. They are used for natural language processing, where you have your chat box for your translation, and so many things that Google plays around with, And also AIs are used in predictive analysis. They will use it to forecast. They will use it to carry out so many things, as the case would be. Now, the next question is, how does AI works? Can AI stand without machine learning, right? Machine learning is the backbone of AI. As you can see on my screen, machine learning is the backbone of AI, right? It's also a subset of AI, which focuses on building systems capable of what? Learning data and improving their performance over time without being explicitly programmed for every task. So the idea is you should be able to learn and keep learning and keep growing all by itself. And there are three major categories of or three types of learning that machine learning carries out. Number one, supervised, like you can see on the screen. Number two, unsupervised. Number three, reinforcement. So you have the supervised learning, which you have data that has been labeled and categorized. This is still data analysis also, right? You have data that has been labeled and categorized, or cats, dog, images separated for that purpose, right? So that anything that is not in his dictionary, it will not give you information about it. That is supervised learning. As long as it's not there, it is limited 100%. And then you have the unsupervised. The unsupervised is meant or created to look out for patterns in unlabeled data. That means it has to critically scavenge for data. It has to look out for data from where it can, get it. And while it's looking out for it, it looks into dimensionality reduction, right? Those are some of the methods. It uses clustering methods and so many other things. I don't want to go in there because this is just AI essentials. I'm talking about AI essentials, and I will reconvert it back to digital forensics that we're dealing with, essentials. Okay, and then the third one, which is forming the third major form of learning, is the reinforcement, right? The reinforcement is learning through rewards / punishment. Machine learning programs or algorithms have been created over time to learn through rewards or punishment, right? And that gives us the three major categories or three types of machine learning. The fourth one, which can be derived from the remaining three or the remaining two, is the semi-supervised learning. It combines, it's a balablu, it's a hybrid form, of all of that, right? And that keeps on, firing. I've mentioned earlier that neural networks, right, comes into play when you are looking at the deep learning, right? Remember, we have AI, look at the layers. We have machine learning, then we have the deep learning. The deep learning will combine so many of these layers all together. Why? Because you want to go deeper. And that is when you now start looking at, elements around neurons, elements around weight adjustments, elements around so many things, data training, interference, the models itself. You want a model that can mimic the human brain completely, right? And the moment you hear neural networks, your mind should go to your central nervous system, right? In the body, the way it functions. That's the patterning of the neural networks, around it. Can use MATLAB to model so many things and all of that. But that's still just at that level. And then now, AI will be useless without having LLMs. LLMs are called large language models. LLMs. are called large language models. And they are advanced AI systems trained on what? Look at this, massive data sets using what? What I just mentioned, neural networks, aka transformers, to do what? To understand, summarize, generate, and predict human-like text and content. You can see the limitations. Predict human-like what? Text and content. So if you are speaking about AI that will deal with text, that will deal with contents, you are looking at, you know, them in that category. They would have LLMs that will keep that. And then the key models that we all know or play around with are the GBT. You know, like I humorously say it's GBT. No, it's GPT. Who can tell me the full meaning of GPT? Don't Google. Oh. What's the full meaning of GPT? Yeah, Peter, go ahead.
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Eh?
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Great. A wonderful round of applause for him. You know, that's what it means. And you know, it's not the only one. There are so many of them. There's 4, there's 2, there's 3, there's different versions, as the case will be. And they call them different names, you know, so that it can, you know, it can present the context that they want it to do, you know. So that's how that is, right? They are used for text. They are used for text. And you have everyday use of AIs also, which has its own practical applications. You know, when we're talking about search engine, social media content, email, you can use AI now. AI is integrated into your email. You can use it to manage everything you're doing and all of that, you know, from time to time, you know. And it can also help you in critical thinking. You know, if the models are well trained, just like you train a well trained child will know how to greet in the morning, you know, as the case may be. So just think of it like a child also. If the AI is well trained, you'll be able to do much more, you know, basically. And then it might definitely have its own biases also. You know, models have their bias. You get to know more about that when we come to class. Let me put it like that. And then you need to get familiar with the acronyms that are related to. Okay, 1 minute, please. Uh, 1 minute. One minute, please. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so that's just that about that. You need to get familiar with the terminologies around AI, and there's a reason for that because the whole world is going gaga on AI, 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 AI. You need to separate the noise from the real thing and get focused. And another thing, there are dangers to this thing we are calling AI. You know, there are securities or framework. Thank God we are security personnel here. You know, there are securities around AI that we must not joke with. Like I said, security is our lifestyle. So you don't want to go and put your whole entire life on one AI. And that AI, they hack it. At the end of the day, they get access to your information. You know, it's that bad. It's that bad. So you have to watch what you put out there. You don't put your real data. For example, if I'm using AI now, ChatGPT, chatgpt.com. You know, I've not even signed up on this one. You know, anything I ask it, I won't ask it about my organization. Oh, I work at Sardonyx, Sardonyx Technologies, or I'll go and copy a mail from my organization and drop here. That's a misuse of AI. That means everything that is happening in my organization, AI will know it. Do you get? So, but imagine that I need to ask AI a question now, right? I would create a scenario. I could say, assume you are an employee and you need to write, this is basic level. You need to write an acceptance mail. How would you do that? That's the basic level for anybody that doesn't want to do this. This now is what we refer to as prompting, you know, because you have to be able to prompt it, you know, in a way that it will give you answers based on the data it has been trained with, right? You can see it. Oh, act as an intern, right? Carry out a research on ethical hacking essentials, digital forensic essentials, network defense essentials. Don't mind my typing. Essentials. I was not even looking at that. So sometimes, like, I already know it's going to correct, so I just type the rubbish. Digital forensic essentials with detailed explanations. Boom. So you can see that it's giving me a format. And don't do like some people. There was someone that did something in one of the internship. the guy went ahead, used AI to carry out the assignments, did everything, and he now copied it like that and pasted it for me. Damn. And there's no how I will know. Like, you can see this. If you are into book writing, it has already done a lot, more than half for you. Do you get? And you can interact with it. You know, you just have to be specific. You have to be direct. There's no need to be typing, please, kindly help me. No. You're giving it too much words to process. You know, yes, humanly speaking, you want to be polite. Yeah, but GPTs, they don't need this. They don't. You know, you're giving them more work to do that this way. You know, instead of please kindly help, just tell it straight, right? You know, or you want it to act as a medical personnel, prescribe drugs for malaria. Who can tell me the reason why he says he cannot prescribe or act as a clinical, clinician? Anybody? Quickly. Yes, Jachukuma.
Because he's not a trained medical.
Because he's not a trained medical professional, and because of what? What again? There's a basic reason for that.
Because
so that
it's impersonating.
Is impersonating. Okay.
It's impersonating. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Chuku Harrison. Why?
Okay, definitely it's not a trained medical personnel. So there
Thank
are
you.
some,
Yes. Yes, you wanted
and
to say
also
something. Go
there's
ahead.
in ChatGPT coding, there are some how will I call it, some things that they're not meant to do. I've forgotten the right word to use, which like restrictions. You can call
Okay.
it character restrictions they're not meant to do. Just like
Characterizations. Okay. So
from
I will leave it at that. A wonderful round of applause for both of them, Jachukuma and Harrison. Yusuf, you wanted to say something? Yusuf and Peter.
I wanted to
Yes,
say
I wanted
that
to.
it's one of the guardrail that is implemented in ChatGPT.
Thank you. That's the right word. Guardrails. Exactly. So Yusuf, Peter, a wonderful round of applause for all of you. That's a good contribution. So there are guardrails that are put in place. And the question is, what are guardrails? Like just the way you are moving on a big bridge, on Third Mainland Bridge, there are those rails, for example, that are by the sides, or any bridge in the world. Those are guardrails so that it doesn't fall off, right? There was a time just last year or 2 years ago, recently, said the AI had been hacked severally. Why? The guardrails were tricked into giving out, information. So now, a medical doctor is the only one who is allowed, or a clinician or a practitioner is one that is allowed to do this. But you see that he still went ahead to say, okay, oh, let me explain how malaria is usually what treated. You can see this. This is an overview. It is not a prescription. So it is literally indemnifying itself, especially when it has to do with clinical or things that has to do with human beings, right? So he went further to explain, went further to break it down. You, now that you're asking ChatGPT, you don't even know what artemether-lumefantrine, artesunate, modicone, all the dequine or quine, what they are, but you're hearing them for the first time. But a doctor can interpret this. Now, what is the advantage of this to a medical doctor? It just made his life extremely simple. Is AI going to take the place of human beings? Not at all. Because you need a medical professional who has had years of experience to be able to input that data from his head into this AI so that this AI can be able to answer like him. So if you don't get inputs from that doctor, that medical doctor, this AI will be as dumb as any other thing. It cannot be as wiser. It cannot be wiser than the wisest medical doctor in that, direction. It can infer. It can pick information from many locations and juxtapose them and use that to make decisions. But the question we keep asking from now is this: what if the source is picking those information from are wrong? Do you get? Because there are wrong sources out there, a lot of wrong sources. So you need to get clean data to be able to train an AI. And like I said, there are different acronyms you need to get used to. Acronyms like API, acronym like token, like guardrails that we mentioned now also is a terminology of AI you need to get used to. And to make it easier, you can literally ask the AI itself by saying AI terminologies and acronyms. That's made work easy. That's why I'm not giving you this as an assignment anyway. So you can just look at it. Narrow AI, weak AI, AGI, ASI, ML, and you see them well categorized. So you can play around with them. CNN, convolution neural networks, ANN, artificial neural networks, LMs, and so on and so forth. Please put that in mind. Okay, that's that. I can see Peter's hand is up. Please go ahead and speak as I move back into network defense. Sorry, digital forensic essentials. Yeah, Peter.
The other guy has clarified it. He was talking about the guardrail, so that was it.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So now this is not limited to this. There's more to AI than this, and for that, let me even check. Let me see if I can share this with us. I don't know if you are seeing my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, let me
Yes, sir.
share from
Yes, sir.
let me share from here. Okay. Are you seeing my screen? I'm sharing from the second system.
We can see your screen, sir.
What are you seeing?
We can.
What
Your
are you seeing?
command prompt.
Now, go.
We are not seeing anything at the moment.
Nothing at the moment.
I
Please
can
check.
see your
Currently,
screen.
you're back
I
to
see this.
you're
we are
back to
seeing.
your
We are seeing.
AI.
LM Studio updates ready.
Thank you. Thank you. So now, AI, public AIs are there that we do use from time to time. Public AIs are there that we use from time to time, right? Let me clear all the messages so that I can use this. So now, I use this AI that you are seeing here, or group of AIs, for research when I'm carrying out research. And the beautiful thing about it is this: I'm running it locally. I'm not running it on the internet, because the risk of running on the internet means that information can get, leaked out. Do you get? And I don't want information leaked out because I'm a security person, right? So I downloaded this particular stuff. There are a lot of videos out there you can watch that can help you set this up, right? And one thing you need to do before setting up is you need to have a high configuration system, right? If I'm to check this system configuration now, I think um, it's it's Core i7 ninth generation. It has 12 logical processors, and it's using 64 gig of RAM, right? With 512 gig of storage, right? So that makes it, and then it has 4 gig dedicated graphics card. The more the virtual RAM, which is the graphics card, the better the performance is. So I encounter challenges when I'm running this, because sometimes it can be extremely slow, especially when the parameters I'm training with higher version of data sets, right? And that's where LLMs comes into play. So let's play around a bit. The moment you have this long, is asking me to update. That will take some time, so I'm not going to do that at the moment. But look at it up here. The name is um, LM Studio. There's a new updated version of that. And from here, you could literally see, I could click on this, and these models did not just come here. I downloaded all these models. You can see the model at the top. The model at the top is 17.3 gig, right? The one that followed is 2.95, 5.99, 11.28, 4.68, 14.97, 9.79, 9.79, then 1.8. Now, if you see all of this, you will see that they are all cybersecurity related, pen testing, and and so on and so forth, right? Now, there are other models that are bigger than this. In fact, there's a model that I downloaded that was 310 gig, but I can't run that 310 gig on this system. It will be if I it will even run, because it needs minimum of between 64 and 128 gig virtual RAM for it to even try to run. So that's like you are having a machine that will do that, which definitely by God's grace very soon I must get that one, because I need to train bigger data. But before getting to the bigger data, let's start with the small ones. So you might not be able to get up to 17 gig, no problem. But at least you can download 1 gig, you can download 2 gig, right? At any level you are, and start training, no matter how small, right? The more you train, the better you get to understand AI at the LLM levels using different models. and then the better you become as you keep going. But like I said, that's still like beginner, intermediate. We're talking of essentials now. So you can see some of this, and all of these are out there on the internet. I could literally search for, let's say, Gemini, right? Let's say Gemini, and you can see it. Gemini, um, this was created 333 days ago, right? And I still have so many results here that were created. These are like early versions. This one is having 12 billion parameters. This one is having 4 billion parameters. You can see it. Where the mouse is, that's where I'm reading the parameters from. Gemma 2 is having 9 billion parameters, right? The smallest of all of them is the one with 4 billion parameters, right? And if you check the size, it's about 3.34. Not even so big at all like that. So I could literally download this and test it also. After downloading, you're going to come out like this here, and you'll be able to select the ones that you need. So let me pick Coincoder. Coincoder, you can see it's loading already. Now I'm doing this to be able to safeguard, myself, basically. So I control what I am using. Most times that when I'm using this guy, I'm not connected to the internet, and I process every data cleanly. There's no data that is left after I'm done. So Coincoder is a programming kind of LLM, strictly built for programming. And I'm seeing 30 billion parameters. So let's just allow it load, and you will see that other aspect of it. Taking some time. Okay. Omeke, yes, I can see your hand is up. Go ahead.
Okay, sir, please, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, seriously, I'm totally lost in this side. Please, can you just review it again?
This particular side or before this side? Lovina, is it this particular part or before this part?
No, this particular part. This part.
Okay. 1 minute. Peter, let me hear from you also.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, you say you run the LM locally. How then does the LM update itself, or if it needs to fetch data on the internet, how does it do that?
Okay, so you can see that the system I'm using is even practically connected to the internet at the moment, right? And you could see that it was requesting to get updated, but I declined. That's number one. Number two, when the LM has been downloaded, right, it is now hosted on your machine. So for me to use the LM or the LLMs, right, I am not going to connect to the internet. This system, I'm just connecting this system to the internet today because I want to show this example. Do you get? And that is why it's looking around, finding updates. I don't need the update. When I need the update, I can get the update and test the update and then discard it, clear it off before I connect again. Do you get? So it's a way of just keeping, information, and then I don't feed live data into it. So for example, now, like Lovina asked. So what I did was this application, I came to, let me close this. I came to start and I searched for LM, right? I've downloaded and installed it. Anyone can download this also. If you're using Windows, you're using Mac. The moment you click it and open it, Lovina, it's going to open up like this. When it opens up like this, you will see something written up here. It's an image that is here showing settings, right? Where you can set, all the informations you needed, but I'm not taking us through that. right? Where you can set the information and the things you need. But I'm leaving it at default. And I'll come here. There's an arrow pointing down. You see it. Most times it's always empty or blank at the beginning. If you click on it, there's a place where you can type to filter model. So you can literally search for anything you want to search for. I'm searching for AI that can do language processing for me. I'm searching for AI that can do pen testing. I'm searching for AI that can do, so many things. Like this AI now, Lamana for dark web, right? It was put together by somebody. And there are so many people that do all of this also. They must have advanced themselves in programming, in probably some might not even know programming itself. They might copy from somewhere and then host it here, and so on and so forth, right? Or it could be a group effort, or it could be something, just there. So you can literally search for it. The moment you search for it, it asks you to download. When you download, it becomes available to you here, right? So when it's available, you can select the one you need. Like now, we just selected Quen 3 coder that uses 30 billion parameters. And what that means is from here, I can literally interact with it. So I could tell it, write a program, a calculator program using Python. Now I need to make it a bit more interesting by saying an interactive calculator program. The moment I do this, I watch Coin do its work. You can see it. It didn't even waste time at all. Here is an interactive calculator program in Python that handles basic arithmetic operations. And as it's doing like this, I'm hearing the sound. My fan is rolling. The system is is getting odds. Do you get? And it's going on and on and on. So I use this sometimes to write scripts because I've been doing programming for a while also. So it makes it easier for me. Do you get? But it's a process of time. I can see Samuel. Your hand is up. Please unmute your mic. Might take some time, and I'll just leave it. Now, this time is taking now is largely dependent on my virtual RAM. My virtual RAM is 4 gig. So imagine that I have a virtual RAM of 128 gig, right? With a lot of storage space. This thing will finish under seconds. Do you get? Okay. So Samuel, go ahead, unmute and speak as we move back into digital forensics. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask concerning this what do you call it? This application. Is it outdated? Can it be outdated? Because since it's offline, so
No,
the
it can be updated.
no, I
The,
said
the reason why it's offline is for you to be able to be in control of the information you are using. And there are other parameters that you need to set so that it doesn't just go like that. So now look at this. See at the tail end, see the information it's giving me. Can anybody read that out? The tail end.
It says 7.1 token per second. 771 tokens, 2.23 seconds to first token. Stop raising, EOC, token fund.
EOS, end of service token found. So that means now, it's like saying now, you are asking I want to use a practical example. You're asking a primary 2 child, right, to explain to you how he's going to carry out surgery as a medical doctor. Why? Because if you see the coin coder, I can't hear you. Who is that? Gadu?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So it's like asking a primary two pupil, or explain to me now, how explain to me now how you will carry out surgery on a patient, right? The child might be able to try, say, yes, I will tell the patient to lie down on the bed. When he lie down on the bed, I will touch his hair or her hair and sing lullaby for her. And that is all. Then he will carry out the surgery. That's exactly what this thing just did now. He just did a little part that he needed to do. Why? Because it's using 30 billion parameters, which is pretty small. Pretty small, right? So, but it's, if you are a programmer that knows what you're doing, the information he gave you at some point is very okay. If you want to increase this, then you get more tokens, or you improve your processing power. That's where that lies. Okay, so I'll just leave that at that, and then we'll go back to digital forensics essentials. Okay, talking about digital forensic essentials and also the impact of AI in digital forensic essentials, right? Because we're dealing with technology, your research power, has just been granted you. So you'll be able to research more effectively with AI than without AI. So there are cases that will take you weeks, months, that should take you time. In fact, even in networking, network defense, even in ethical hacking essentials now, you just have a system by your side or a phone, and you quickly check. The moment you check, it brings to your remembrance. That means you knew before, right? It's different from you don't know and you are just typing. Like the guy that was trying to use AI for interview, and he was reading directly. He said, would you like me to continue? Would you like me to continue this thing? Let me check. I'm looking for an example here. So imagine that you submitted an assignment and it's showing you 7 point something, and you submitted it with these tokens also. Would you like me to expand more on this? And the interviewer was like, wait a minute, I'm talking to you. What are you doing? So you have to know it first. You have to understand it first. The AI is meant to complement you. AI is not meant to replace our brains. AI is not meant to replace our operations, right? AI is meant to complement us and make us faster, make us better, make us more proactive. So in everything, in every area, so either marketing, either pen testing, either think of it in any field, AI will 100x your performance. AI will improve your performance times 1 million. And it should help you. Now, don't copy directly and be putting AI information out there. You have to interact with AI like your colleague in the office, have understanding, ingest it, and then put out the output that you yourself can defend. Because if you go and put out output that AI only can defend, AI will collect your job. Yes, Peter, you have a question.
Yes, sir. So you said AI is not meant to replace us. What then? How then do I explain the thousands and thousands of developers that are being laid off? Recently, India tech stock is falling due to the release of cloud up co-work or something. How do I explain that if AI is not meant to replace humans?
Okay, so this is it. The more AI grows, the more it learns, the better it becomes. That's one. There are some mundane processes or mundane jobs, right, that over the years were needless. They've been wasting human time, human energy, human hours, right? And not because they wanted to waste, it's because as at then, information had not gotten to them at that level, or let me say they didn't know better. But now that you know better, why would you want to employ somebody that will be doing translation when there's an AI that can do translation for you? And that AI maybe is charging you $2 per month. Why? Just think about it. Do you get? So, but now imagine a translator that knows how to use AI effectively. Such a translator will create a new business for him or herself. Do you get? And that's where the replacement comes in. AI will replace those that do not upskill. There are some jobs clearly that they don't. So, for example, now you are a farmer, right? You go to the farm early in the morning. We've seen our great grandfather do that. Their hands have turned to Olumorok. It's so hard, if they slap you like this, someone, the person should go and be thanking God if he survive. But now they've created an AI system that can do the watering, for example, of the plant. Will you still want to employ 30 people to be doing that watering of the plant? No. No, because the person was just wasting. Yeah, you are making food, but the energies were being wasted. So imagine that those people now, they will now get employed in another job. But the question is, those people, those 10 people, are they willing to go and learn another job that does not require AI, that require human thinking, and leave the watering of the plant for AI IoTs to carry that out? So that's where the thing is, right? And there are employment systems that have been in place over the years that, because of COVID-19 and so many other things, a lot of review has started coming in, right? There are some things that student does. That's why when somebody says, it's my job, it's my job, it's my job. Hello, your job tomorrow can change. To wake up and change. And once it change, what next? Like someone was saying that imagine that there's a well-connected rail system in Nigeria, right? Bus drivers will find it difficult to, in fact, you will not even have a lot of buses moving around. You will not have a lot of buses. That's when you will realize that the people driving bus now can literally do other jobs that does not require them spending hours on the road. Why would somebody want to enter a bus, right? When he could take a flight that would take 40 minutes, and as to entering a bus that would take 4 hours or 5 hours. From Lagos to Ilorin is 4 hours or 5 hours. By road. By flight is is 40 minutes. Do you get? So there are so many sides to it. Yes, many people will still get laid off because and that's what we refer to as paradigm shift. There's a shift happening, and it's those that position themselves. We call those ones the first movers. Those that position themselves first will first eat the fruit of that labor. So, and that's why it's very important. That's why we are teaching it as part of what we are doing now. You don't just want to be in cybersecurity and not know the advantages of AI and not know, when to use AI or how to use AI, how you can use AI to improve yourself as a network defender, as an ethical hacker, as a digital forensic expert. They say, okay, bring the report. Our report is taking you 5 years to write. But with AI, after gathering your data and all of that, you align and you are able to sort it out within 30 minutes and you submit. Yeah, sorry. Harrison, questions for me?
Yes, the ML Studio, working with it. I wanted to know how we can, after getting data from the ML Studio, how we can apply it to the local machine to see how effective it works.
You are not getting data from LM Studio. Make my English not confuse you. If you
So it's
want to
not
use
like
it, let me break it down. If you want to use it, you literally, let me open this. Go to Google, right? Follow me. Go to Google, search for LM Studio, right? .ai or AI. Then download it. Click on download. The moment you click on download, it will ask you where you want to download. Are you downloading for Windows? Are you downloading for Linux? Are you downloading for Mac? And then the system, what the system is running on, you select it. And then the version, this is 0.42 here. And then you click on download. The moment you click on download, it gets downloaded. After it is downloaded, you get to install it, right? It's about 553 MB. It's not big at all. And after it is installed, it's going to come out in this form. When it comes out in this form, that is when you start searching for models. You search for the model you want. So let's say, for example, now, I want to search for Grok, right? This is Grok model. It will go and bring it out for me. You see it? This is Grok model. You see, this Grok model is 65.27 gigabytes. And that's Grok 1. Grok 2. Grok 2 is 81.78. You see that? And different, there's baby Grok. You can use it to learn. And the description is by the side. This is what it does. They created a smaller version for this purpose, for that purpose. So you read it and get familiar with it. And then the moment you do that, all you just need to do is to click on download. This is Grok 3. The same Grok 3 you have on the internet. This is what it is. And other latest version of Grok that some programmers have sat down. Now you see different names. Some programmers have sat down to work on it and all of that. And this is the website that is linked to directly. So if I click on this website, I'll see so many models there. 1 minute. I'll see huggingface.co/. It's going to get open. You see it? It will tell you every information. This model is a Gemma 3, 4 billion variant distilled from Grok 3 with reasoning. It was fine-tuned to emulate Grok's depth and structure clarity. So you yourself can even pick one and customize it, and all you just need to do is to sit down with it and understand. And you would see, I could literally remove this part and see what is obtainable here. These are the guys that have done it. You can join this, community. And the more you get, use familiar with it, you see so many. See it. These are models. This is 5 days ago. Somebody created it. You can try it out. You can get the general model that everybody uses also. You see it. And then we'll work with it. The Coin 3 coder. You can see this one now. This is 80 billion parameters. Can you see it? The one we used as an example here was it 30 billion parameters? Yes. Was that, you see it, but that's 30 billion parameters. So his own reasoning level cannot be as much as this guy, Point Coder 3. Next, this one has how many billion parameters again? And see it, 76,000 people have downloaded it. Yes, the total parameters is 80 billion. So the accuracy, the results, the information that this has is far more than the other. In fact, it's close to 3 times. So it should give me more stuff. But it will still stop at some point because of my processing power. My processing power is small on this machine. That's why 4 gig dedicated. If it was 8 gig dedicated graphics card, yes, might be able to achieve more. If it was 16 gig, it would be able to achieve much more. If it was 32 gig, much more. If it was 64, much more. Okay, so that's the
Let me check something.
You said
Somebody is using my.
C2, mute yourself. Oh, somebody's using your words. Yes. So, Harrison, hope I've been able to answer that.
Yes, that's part of it. And also, I wanted to know, like the example you gave us, the front for a calculator,
yes,
and all that. So I want to know when we've done that, yes, like this now, when we've done that now, what I'm also asking is, as we've done the calculation and everything, how are we going to use this information generated?
Okay,
Are we
so
putting
now
our
this
local
is
machine?
where your understanding now comes into play. So me as a programmer, the easiest way I will use this is to copy this code, right? For example, and I'll copy it into a notepad, right? And I will save it, Control S. I will save it as calculator.java, though it's not the complete version. So do you get? And the moment I do that, yeah, I can easily use my IDE environment to run it, right? And what do I mean by IDE environment? Java uh, development studio. You can see it. So you download a JDK 21 or 25. In the moment you download it, you can run those codes inside, right? So I could literally use part of this to quickly generate a code. Back in the days, you would be the one that would type all of this. Say def add x comma y colon return x plus y. Define subtract as return this blah blah blah, like that. You would tell it and you declare your variable. This is not the complete code. It's a portion of the code, right? That is needed, and then you'll be able to. I've even forgotten that it was Python. I said, I literally told it Python, so I could literally say programming using Java. So the first thing is to import all the libraries, import java.util.scan, import java.blah blah blah, stdio, include standard input and output. That's C++ anyway. This is the Java version of the same code. And then you could literally run it if you're using Linux. Run it as stuff, just like you saw in the ethical hacking stuff. The moment you do it and you save it as, instead of Java, you save it as .py, right? You save it up as .py, and the moment that happens, you're good to go. So that's just that. It will keep writing until the tokens are out, and it makes more sense. System.out.println, invalid operation. If you enter something, a wrong input, right? Get the second number, enter second number. This is a basic calculator. Do you get? So you can fine tune it to make it more detailed. You can give it more information to make it more. It will make your programming faster. So imagine that you now, as a programmer, is the one that has to think of all of this. But now something is working to make it faster for you. So easier. So that's that. Let me get back to
I don't suffer.
you don't suffer how?
I've been into Python, basic Python training before.
Yeah.
You have to code from beginning.
Yeah, that's how it is. And that's how you get better. So now you will be able to understand this code better than somebody who has not come across it before, or somebody that is just relying on AI. Do you get?
Yes,
That's
sir.
the advantage. And you'll be able to do it better. Okay, so let me share the other screen. I'm coming, give me 1 minute. Okay, let me give us a quick break of 5 minutes. So we'll reconvene by 4. Okay, thank you, Mr. Sam. You guys are welcome back. And if you use AI for the exam, we go no. So no trial. Okay. You're welcome back. So back to I said network, digital forensic essentials. Remember yesterday we stopped when we were talking about hard disk and some other elements. We talked about power on self-test, right? Hope we can remember that. So I'll be deep diving also into that process, the power on self-test process. I will speak about that of Windows, talk a little bit about that of Mac operating system because they are similar, right? And then some few commands you need to get used to. You need to play around with, especially with Windows. Now, why am I talking about Windows? Most systems have, most organizations, most enterprise utilize. In fact, look at my screen. Just asking randomly on Google, what is the percentage distribution of operating system in enterprise, right? So this will give us an idea of what that is, at least a rough idea. So you can see this, check very well. Based on data, look at this, from late 2025, early 2026, operating system landscape in the enterprise is heavily divided by function with what? Can we see this? Windows
Yes, sir.
dominating, yes, sir. Windows dominating desktops and Linux dominating servers and cloud infrastructures. So most servers and cloud infrastructure utilizes what? Linux, while most end users, use Windows. And you can see the description here. Windows remains the dominant standardized operating system for general corporate workstation, though Mac adoption is increased. That is, within 2025 and 2026, many organizations have started buying Mac, because of, the speed, the sleeky way and all of that. But many people are still getting familiar with that. So Microsoft is covering a whole large sum between 66% and 70%. Oh, more, that's crazy. 66%. And that's why you see an average person will just want to stick with Windows. Yeah, it's good. But if you have used Windows to a point, you get tired of Windows and you would want to hold on to Linux or Mac OS, because Mac OS also is another variant from Linux, as the case may be. Your Android devices are from Linux also, as the case is. And you see enterprise servers, 44 to 63%, they play around with Linux, right? Microsoft is between 30 and 40% enterprise. So if you want to do enterprise management that has to do with Windows, you fall in this category. But a skill in Linux or how to use Linux would till till the end of time would be more preferred than just you sitting on Windows, very, very, So while you're learning Windows, you can learn Linux also. They are not much different for themselves. And I will use this as a critical example, right? If you look at my system now, you're seeing this PC, right? This is C drive. Are we together? And this is also very useful for forensics investigation. I remember the first forensic investigation I carried out. I was in school then. I think I was still in JSS 3. Yes, I was in JS 3, and there was something that was, there was someone who stole a system, I guess. I can't remember the scenario, but eventually the matter was brought to my elder brother, who was in charge of computing. He does formatting, he repairs systems, and all of that. So they needed to extract evidences to prove that the guy had been, doing some bad things. He has been, doing some stuff. Those were the days of, how many of us know Meta Cafe? If you know Meta Cafe, drop an emoji. Drop an emoji for me if you know Meta Cafe. Huh? Ah, nobody on this call. Wait a minute. I'm still young, go. Abib say no one talk. Please talk. Or drop an emoji. If you know Meta Cafe, just drop an emoji. Ah. Is that some? Okay, I've seen one emoji. Yes. 2 emojis. Ah. Wait, am I that old? I'm still very young, go. Meta Cafe is not too far now. Meta Cafe used to be the YouTube of that time. And a few other sites, that will play around with to get more information, So I've been playing around with Meta Cafe a long time. So, and what was it? I was intrigued by, which I'm saying this to encourage us. I was intrigued by the shortcut methods, you know, that the videos they create, just like you watch YouTube video now, that you will see, what do they call it? You see a video telling you that, oh, this is how you change your password on Windows. This is how you change your password on Linux. Yes. So my work then was I would be watching those videos, watching those videos. So when they brought the system, it was easy for me. I knew where to go. Then it used to be, I think Windows 98 or Windows 2000 thereabouts. you know. I just collected the system. I told my other brother who was my boss then that don't worry, I will check it. I will gather the information. I just went to, it's just like opening a browser and going to history, something like that. But this time around, I used command line, and then also I was able to navigate through the directories, and then I saw what the person did 2 or 3 weeks ago. I just brought out all the information. My brother said, opened his mouth, was like, that was how they were able to use the information to prosecute the person they wanted to prosecute. You know, Meta Cafe, yes, look at Meta Cafe. That was as far back as 2003. Yes, you know, it's very, 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 very. It was a very good stuff, and I still feel, for some reason, maybe management or what have you, that's why they packed up. But by and large, the most important thing, the most thing I'm mentioning now is, to every hardware, there's a software. Don't forget that. The moment a system is coming up, it will definitely carry out a power on self-test, right? It will carry out the power on self-test. And what's it testing? Like we said yesterday, it will check all its own components, right? Is my RAM okay? Is my CPU okay? Is my head all right? We'll check everything, keyboard. And when he's doing all of those things, it has his way, he's communicating all of those things, right? Where we talk about IRQ, right? Interrupt request, and it sends signals from, all the parts. The moment it has validated that, yes, is okay and is working properly, right? Then the BIOS would boot. What is BIOS? Basic input and output system, right? It is the one that is keeping, is like the storekeeper for everything input, everything output, right? And it has its configuration, it has its settings. So you can set the BIOS in such a way that it can help the system to boot in a particular way, or help the system not to boot, or reduce some functionalities. You can block USBs, another security mechanisms used in enterprise level, where if you plug USB to some organization system, you can't copy anything there because they have blocked it from BIOS. And when they block it from BIOS, they will lock the BIOS. But as omoro as many people can be, we have hackers to hack BIOS. You would say BIOS hacking, there are materials there out on the internet that you use to do or to exploit vulnerabilities in computer firmwares. So anything can be hacked. You bypass the password, you find your way inside. So, but that's just at that level. We're deep diving into disk drive, right? Disk drive. So when the system boots up, it follows up with the MBR, the master boot record. right, where the information has been stored. Now, this is what I want to explain here. It's slated in your material, so when you're reading, it's going to be easier. So, for example, now, if I decide to say Windows and R on my keyboard and I type ms config, right, you can see this ms config. The moment I type ms config, you can see an information here. Startup selection. Do I want a normal startup that it will load all the device drivers and service? Remember, to every hardware, there's a software. And the software, most of the times, we always refer to it as a component or a driver, a DLL, or a something, as the case is. And then we have the diagnostic startup. The diagnostic startup is you want it to just load the basic drivers and simple services. You don't want it to load everything. Sometimes, oh, my system is slow. I don't know what is happening. Okay, let's just load small that is needed for the system. The remaining will not load it so that we can know where the problem is coming from. And literally, you can also select, create a selective startup, where you load system services, you load startup items. You can even remove them and just leave configuration alone, the boot configuration, right? So during the power on self-test, the moment everything has been checked by the BIOS, the BIOS most times is always a chip. BIOS chip. Just like the firmware on your phone, right? Look at this. It's on most systems. You see it. This is how the image looks like, right? But it has been configured in such a way that when the program that is loaded in it runs up, right, it should do all the sequence, just like we were talking of programming earlier. It will check. Oh, is this one there? Is that one there? Pew, the next thing goes to the next stage. When it goes to the next stage and finds what it's looking for, it should allow the system to boot up. Now, the moment it has finished all its necessary work from this hardware component, it literally goes to the disk. It goes to the disk to go and check for the information, the software part of it that is needed for the continuation of what the BIOS has started. Now, remember that I mentioned yesterday when I was talking about EEPROM, right? Erasable, programmable, read-only memory, right? Non-volatile computer memory. That is, the moment it shuts off, the data that is on it is remaining there. But you can wipe it off. You can put another one. That is how the BIOS is. So you can flash the BIOS. Your phone is misbehaving. They say, okay, take out to computer village, no will flash them. You want to flash, you want to wipe the head off and put something new inside of it, But if it is the type that they used to have in those days that they have finished writing everything in the brain and you cannot remove it, that's read-only memory, wrong. That one, in fact, is the most secure because you cannot write to it. There's no I and O. There's no input to it. It has only output, as the case is. But for flexibility, the developer mode on your mobile devices is not activated by default because they don't want virus to be able to write to the brain. But for people, you have jailbreak it, you have tap it 7 times, and it has allowed you to do a whole lot of stuff. So all of this can, exist. But the focus now is this. The moment that is done, it takes you to the boot sector. Boot sector. There's something called boot sector virus also. And that's why these areas need to be kept secured. You get as a security person. So let's say attack has happened and what have you, yeah. And it's a high level attack. You find information there. So there's boot sector loading process, which starts also. And the boot sector is a 512 bytes to 4 kilobyte segment on a storage device, either hard disk, USB, SSD, whatever D, containing critical machine codes for initiating the OS boot process. Upon powering on the BIOS, or I forgot to mention this, which is the UEFI, is a new version of BIOS, right? Identify why is it new version? Because it's security focused, right? The UEFI is fully security focused. It's taking care of, some of the deficiencies that the BIOS had previously had over time. Yeah, it identifies this sector on the bootable drive, loads it into RAM. RAM is random access memory, and passes the control to it to initiate loading the operating system kernel. And the operating system kernel is the heartbeat of the operating system, right? So yes, the system has booted up, and what have you is happening in real time. This is where all those informations are stored. It's stored on the hard disk. Now, it can't just store it anyhow on the hard disk. It must be in a sequence, right? Because we already established that it's using binary zeros and one. It is stored in a sequence. And that sequence, the moment there is an interruption to that sequence, that is why sometimes you are starting a system and you are seeing blue screen. That blue screen, sometimes we call it the BSOD, BOSD, right? No, BSOD, blue screen of death. Yes. How many of us have seen this? Drop a comment in the chat box or drop an emoji. If you have ever seen something like this before, blue screen of death, People will say, hey, virus have attacked me, oh, hey, my sister don't die, oh. It's scary, yeah. But this is just a reaction in most cases to a process that is meant to be carried out that probably did not carry it didn't go through properly, or an interrupt that happened during transfer of information, right, within the hardware and the software, or within the hardware itself, or within the software itself. And that is why all these blue screen you are seeing, they are totally different. Their error codes are there, and that's why you need to be able to, as a digital forensic expert, you need to be able to read in between the line and pick out information that you can use to get more information, right? If you check some of this, you will see the error code is written there. So let's take this for example. Ran into an error. If you zoom in a bit, you should see it. 0x something something something, and it will definitely show it there, as the case is. But I'm not deep diving into that. Okay, so back to where I was. The moment your system comes on, right? You can see the system is on, everything is fine, and you click your start, and you click File Explorer. From File Explorer, you click on this PC. If you're using Windows 11, if you're using the older version of Windows, it used to be my computer. So and then you see your C drive. In some cases or some scenarios, you see more than one. But before I deep dive into this, if you right click on this PC, and note, this is not the only way to do this. There are 1,000,001 way to do one thing on a computer. So because you see me doing it this way doesn't mean that, there's no other way. There are many other ways. You can use shortcuts. So if I right click on this PC and I have this and I click on manage, if I want to access that same manage again, all I need to do is to press Windows X. If I press Windows X, you're seeing it, install that blah, 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 device manager, right? Or computer management. You see this computer management, this is what I just opened now. That's what I opened using right click and all of that. So I have all information I need here. I can check all the devices that I installed on this machine, and the ones that have errors, you see this is giving me a caution sign, and the ones that don't have. If I come down to disk management, which is my major focus here, I'm seeing that here, this disk is a disk 0, right? And on this disk 0, which is 476.92 gigabytes. It's actually 512. But why is it that you buy a flash drive, they will tell you the flash drive is 4 gig. It can never be complete up to 4 gig. They tell you it's 8 gig. It cannot be complete. They tell you it's 32 gig. You will find 31 point something there. The remaining one is actually used for the protection of is used for the protection of the drive itself. So it's like you have $100,000, right? You're not going to spend everything at once, right? You'll still definitely keep maybe like $3,000 somewhere as emergency funds, should in case something happens to $97,000, as the case is. So that's the same ideology here. And then also because it is binary related, it is zeros and ones. So there are bits that are put together for parity checking. They are used for error checking. So if you mistakenly copy files that are exactly 476.92, the remaining one that you're not seeing here that should make it 512, right, is part of what will be used to recover this disk, right, where information, correctional information, management information, control information has been stored, right? And you're looking at this, you see, is okay, okay, okay. You're seeing this at 200 MB EFI system for EFI partition. Then you're seeing the C drive, which is at 475.99, because 200 MB has been removed already. And then you see 758 MB that is part of the recovery partition, just kept aside. So on this disk, there are 3 main partitions. And this is another way to access that partition. I could literally click start, type CMD, right? Right click on the command prompt and run it as administrator. Why am I running it as administrator? There are some commands that they need you to run at an elevated level. So instead of having to type it every time, why don't I just run it at first? So at the moment this comes up, the next thing I need to do is to type disk part. Disk part, the word together. And you see this, the moment I type disk part, all I just did is to call out an application that has been saved inside the system for locom, right? And then I'm calling it to use. If I don't know how to use it, I just type help, right? And it will give me information about it. Or I put question mark and it will give me details on what I can use it for, or what, Microsoft this version, blah, 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 blah. Active can be this, add can be that. Okay, so now let me check. I want to do a check on the disk to know what is obtainable there. I could do list disk is in English, and it's giving me the list of the disks, right? Disk 0. I have only 1 disk there. The status is online, right? The size is 476 gigabyte, free 1024. Is it dynamic or is it GPT? That's another information there. The moment you mention GPT, what comes to mind? We're saying that it's not ChatGPT. It's a GUID partition table. GUID partition table. Most of the times we always say it's a guided partition table. Do you get? So, and that talks about a modern flexible standard for organizing the physical layout of hard disks and solid state drives, right? Which replaces the older version, which we used to call MBR. And this is also a part of the UEFI. So if you format a system with the new version, which is Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, that has more security than the previous MBR, right? Because it was security basically that they were looking at to be able to build all of this, right? And then it's much more, easier. Now, note this: MBR, which is master boot record, is compatible with older version of operating system, right, than the UEFI. UEFI is more compatible with newer version, as the case is. So you see all of this happening. You see, you can carry out a rescan, you can carry out a retain, you can carry out a recover, and so on and so forth, right? Oh, I'm seeing that he has one disk here. So I could literally say, select disk. So those flash drives, now, which disk am I selecting? Disk what? Anybody? 0. Selecting disk 0. I press enter, and you see it. Disk 0 is now selected. I can now begin to carry out operations I need to carry out on disk 0. I can want to check file system. I can want to exit. I can want to delete. No, I don't want to delete though. I can want to clean. I can want to mount. I can want to add. Several things that needs to be done. And that brings me to a crucial part of all this training, which I would always recommend anytime, any day. So you need to, number one, you need to, number one, get used to CLI. And what is CLI? Command line interface. Now you're learning command line interface for both Windows, which is what we are working on now, and or Linux. Very important. If you want to excel in this industry, these are things you need to get used to. It's not every time you be using mouse. That thing you are doing with mouse, you can do it equally with command line. You just need to get used to it. I remember working on systems for more than how many years with just keyboard alone. It was deliberate though, and it improved the way I understood everything into pieces, And that is that. And once you have been able to do that, you need to be able to understand also how software, how they work. And one hack I've learned over time: the moment you know how one software works, to understand how the new ones will work or how other software work, it become very easy. It's still the same process. It's a sequence of understanding, that is there, and it becomes better and better. Yeah, somebody's asking when is the exam. It's by 5. Your questions will start dropping shortly, and by the time I just give a signal, just know that your question will drop. Don't panic. Take it slowly and ensure you do your best from your understanding, from what you have read. Try not to cheat, so that you can be able to assess yourself. Exam is not the true test of understanding, but it's very important. Put your reading to work, and then if you read the English that is put in place, you'll find that the answers are in the questions. They are very cheap questions. Very cheap questions. Very cheap questions. So that's just that. So back to where I was picking from. So from this C drive where the MBR and all the necessary informations are loaded, everything that the system needs to work with is loaded inside here. So if I open the C drive, let me unhide. Okay, Chuku Harrison, I see your hand is up. Please go ahead quickly. I have 10 minutes to round up. Yes.
The exams we're talking about, I want to know, after the exam and after we've gotten our results, are we going to get a certification, and what's required to get a certification if it's necessary?
So I would leave Mr. Samuel and Okwemi to talk about that. Peter, you want to ask a question also? Because of time.
It's still on the exam. You said we should not cheat. So I was wondering, are there guardrails put in place to prevent that?
Yes, there are guardrails. Like I said, if you use AI or you do, we will know. It's obvious. There are guardrails put in place.
Oh,
Let me
okay, all
round
right.
up. You will ask the questions later. You're using
Okay.
delay tactics for me. Okay, so if I click this now and I come to show and I say show hidden items, if I show hidden items, you see one folder that was hidden before showed up, and I have program data showed up also. You remember the one we dealt with yesterday was percent dot percent, right? Shift percent, temp, right? Percent. There are many commands like that that shortens. You don't have to type everything. They are there on the internet. You can search them out. Just search for shortcuts to this. You will see them and just start using them from day to day. This is temporary location where you know everything that happens, installation, downloading, anything you're doing gets to get stored there. But the part I'm looking into now is I want to look into the heart of the operating system, which is where the kernel is operating from, right? It's inside Windows, right? Windows folder. If I open this guy, you will see folders, more folders that are there, right? From the folders, you can see, even by their name, this is boot, right? There are files that are related to boot in here. If I go down again, I'll see ELAM backup. If I open it, I can see wdboot.sys. I can see KLELM .sys also. This is an anti-malware filter, and so on and so forth. If I keep going down, which is where I'm still going, I'm going into System32. If I open System32 folder, I'll see so many folders, oh, plenty, plenty, plenty. The config folder is housing configuration. You see now, I'm trying to open it. It's already warning me that this area is not an area you usually go into. Do you get? Now, this is access control in place, that you don't just want to open this place. No, it's not for you to open, even though it's my system. And I'm seeing information around system, software, security, the SAMS database. There's something about SAMS database, ethical hacking essentials that, the SAMS database talks about where password is stored. Abi, can we remember that?
Yes, yes,
That's where
security.
password is stored, right?
Yes.
Exactly. And the password is not stored there as password. It's stored there in hash form, right? And you see something that is linking all of these things together. It's telling you that the location file is stored blah 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 percent root dot blah blah blah, and it has it stored where in the registry. So this is taking us also, because we're talking about Windows structure, it's taking us to that location. So if I do Windows R and I type regedit, it takes me to the registry editor. Now the UAC, which is the user account control, is cautioning me and asking me, wait to Omo, are you sure you want to get here? And you see the location where the registry editor is running from. C Windows regedit. So if I click yes, it's going to open regedit for me. And if you see from that information also, where are we going to in the registry? H key local machine. H key underscore local underscore machine slash SAM. And that is the third 1, 2, 3, the third folder, right? And I'm coming to SAM. So this is the registry location of this particular location that we just opened. Nothing more. Do you get? And every other element that is inside System32 has similarities. There's nothing in here that doesn't have a registry. The registry, just think of the registry like a COI registry, or a registry where you went to register your marriage. So everybody that is married in Nigeria, his marriage is recorded there. So everybody that is inside Windows System 32, right? Something about them is registered in the registry. And anybody that wants to carry out an attack or hack the system, you want to, you have not married, but you want to say you have married. What will the person do? He will go to the registry and go and put a fake register there. Just that the way the name implies. And the moment he implements that, what that means is he can literally interact with every other information that is there, and so on and so forth. There's so many information. And as this is happening, there's what we call the perfecture. The perfecture. There's a folder called the perfecture. PER. Or PR. 1 minute. The folder should be up here. And if you look at it also, if I arrange this by type, I have 3 minutes left. If I arrange this by type, you will see, the extension. Some extensions are .dll, right? And what are DLLs? DLLs are dynamic link libraries. DLLs. They are dynamic link libraries. You see it? They are essential Windows files, .oxe. Those are files extension. .ttx, txt, those are file extensions, right? But there are some files that are for system, there are system files, there are files that are for other purposes, as the case is. But just know that they have extension. I'm looking out for .exe. Hold on, it's very long. These are DLLs. These are DLLs. Okay. So as a forensic investigator, when you are carrying out investigations, these are some of the areas you look out for. And for your forensic investigation to be top notch, you have to look at it from a bigger perspective where you can understand how these things work. That's why we're opening this. The same goes for Mac operating systems. The same goes for, memory analysis, where you use volatility and some other applications you use to carry out forensics. And essentially forensics is investigation. So now, exactly, this was what I was saying about applications, right? The application that just opened now, even though we opened it through command line, was this. Look at this. You can see the name, file description, registry editor utility, 10 point, blah, 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 32 KB. That's this thing that just opened now. Where is it again? I think I've closed it. That's what I just opened by saying Windows R Reg Edit, right? That's what opened now. You can see it. That's what just opened now. If I double click on them, I'll double click on it here also. It should open it for me. So that is it. So instead of going to this place and typing the same thing too with disk path, and now start typing reg edit. Oh, reg edit 32. Oh no, from wrong. Sorry, reg edit. Yes. Instead of typing from here, for example, now that it will now open this for me, right? I could literally come here and use mouse to run it and open it. But because you know how to use command line interface by interacting with the commands that the system has to offer, that's why you are able to get those information. And you need to get, more used to it from time to time. So I'll be drawing the curtain here for the essentials class. There's still more to learn. It's not the end of our learning. There are programs that are put together for us, including AI essentials, ethical hacking essentials, CCT, CEH. There's so many programs that we offer, right? And I would love to see everyone here in the main classes, right? So that the moment you have made up your mind to carry on with the journey, we'll be able to deep dive and we'll be able to have more time to practicalize, more time to play around with more, stuff with your zeal, zing, and zest in place. Very, very important. Okay, so I'll be taking questions from here. And I know in the next few minutes, your exams will be dropping in the emails or other methods are provided. I have 4 minutes to take questions. Okay, Daniel Amzat, number one, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I'm about to ask about the exam. That when are we going to start it? But that was my main focus from the start of today. When
it's starting by 5. It's starting by 5. Everybody, listen, no, carry exam. It will start by 5. Do not panic. Do not panic. Get some gari and sugar or anything that suits you and calm down. Don't panic now. Calm down.
and
Calm down. Okay. So any question about the exam now? I'm not going to answer. I've answered it. Prince, go ahead. Prince, go ahead. Your hand is up. Okay, Fashola, go ahead. While Prince is figuring out.
Sorry, sir. Thank you for putting us through and making us to know better. Actually, I want to ask. Actually, I don't know. I've attended a lot of courses, or let me say, not a lot, but on courses, probably in Nigeria and everything. I want to ask that probably if I join the training as at now, will there be I don't know what platform Sardonyx uses because most of the classes I've attended, maybe the Nigerian way of learning, after maybe 3 months, they try to let me say erase our dashboard. And cybersecurity is something that you can come into your probably your profile, your anything, and keep on learning for years. So is it that during the program, maybe after, if I pay for the program, the normal program, after 3 months, I won't see my profile, I won't be able to access my personal maybe module or anything materials being put on the website. I don't know the learning platform actually. The reason why I'm asking is the one, like now I finished Google Cybersecurity, and then I also finished IBM Security Analyst. And up to today, anytime I go to my profile, I still access my video, still go through some questions till when Jesus come. I still have my profile being intact and everything. But I've attended other Nigerian courses that after a month or 3 months, they will just tell us that they gave us the grace of 2 months or 3 months. Then they pack it up. I don't know how they do it, sure.
Okay, so that's speaking to learning management systems, right?
Yes.
So for example, now I backed up somebody's data now for like 3 years. The data is about 2 terabytes. I need to use the space, but because the person's data is still there, I still consider. But there was a day I woke up and I needed up to about 1 point something terabyte. I deleted the data. Did you get? So you will need to look for a way to archive all the resources that you have, right, locally with you, right? For big organizations like Google, like you mentioned the name Oracle, like IBM, they might have larger storage, right? So they might be able to keep some of those information, but that's different from a physical class, right? Now, the online class we give, there are classes you register for that you would have 1 year access, to that information, that you will have some few 6 months access to some certain information, right? The reason is because these informations will keep changing from time to time. As of 2 years ago, the AI has not gone out like that. As of this year, AI is there. So Imagine still validating a material that is 2 years old when there is a new one that is out there. So that's where that knowledge comes into play. So and there's what we call the data retention policy. Data retention policies focuses on the duration a data will stay on a particular server so that they can give room for other new persons to come in. So my advice, the moment you take your training, retain the data you want to retain, store them where you want to store them so that when the main platform decides to take out all the data, you'll still be there. But that doesn't erase your database that you did that training. So if your employer reaches out to them to verify whether you did training with them or not, your database is still with them. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Ebenezer, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just have a request, sir. That regardless, today is the final session, but I just want to ask that are you going to help us with so the recordings for this session because it's very impactful and I was lost when I got to some place that I was, so I need to go back to them.
Sir, you're muted, sir, if you're speaking.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Samuel. I don't talk finish you. Okay, so like I said, if you're on the YouTube channel, the previous trainings and even the current trainings are there. You can always visit them to read up, and then the materials have been given to you also.
No, I mean in this particular training, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
The link will be made available to you, just the way the other ones were made available. Yes.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Okay. Are there more questions? In the absence of any other, hold on, let me check.
Yeah, I have a question. My hands are up.
Okay, please go ahead and speak. I'm just scrolling through the pages.
Okay, no problem. So I wanted to ask, let's say, let's assume I'm a security personnel. I've been learning cybersecurity for like 8 months, and I've written my first professional exam I wrote was ISC Square certified in cybersecurity. And after that, I was trying to I'm trying to hang around. Oh, what can I do next? How do I proceed? I want to really be better in cybersecurity. I want to learn hands-on skills. I now randomly just installed, like went through YouTube, installed my Kali and started doing some learning of command words and command line interface. So now I now got across Sardonyx and it's been intriguing. I've learned a lot in the class. But then I'm now left with an exam. Let's assume I passed the exam and I want to go for CCT. I want to pay for the CCT class. Am I safe to say that after the CCT class, when it comes, like after I've partaked in the class and I come good, am I safe to say that I can apply for jobs? That's my question. Or is there an extra course I have to take? Because one thing about putting in efforts and time and now putting in your money, you're looking at the long-term goal to earn from it, right? So what is my question? That's what I wanted to know, sir.
Okay, I don't want to assume that I know your question, but I will speak to what you just explained, right?
Okay.
And everything, like I said, still works with mindset. Remember that I mentioned that searching for a job or looking for a job has so many layers, right? It has so many layers, right? It goes beyond, oh, I'm hands-on, I'm hands-on. You're hands-on, there are millions of people that are hands-on. The question is, what value are you going to bring? That's what organizations too will look at, right? Nobody wants to employ a liability. They want to see what you have done so far. They want to see that, yes, you are putting the push there also. They want to know that, yes, you are trainable. Because, yes, they know that, yes, they're not looking for an expert for entry level, even though nowadays we have problem with HR over the years. You know, HR will put, you must have 8 to 9 years experience for entry level role. Why now? How does an entry level person have 8 to 9 years of experience? But there are ways you can gather those experiences by practicing and by having effect, like you mentioned now. You have attended ISC Square, you have done this, you have done that, you have done this. Document it, put it out there. Mr. Samuel would give us details about all those LinkedIn and all those arrangements, right? Document it, put it out there. Brand yourself. Ensure you know what you know, even if you don't know all. Yes, you cannot know all, but know what you know. Let people be able to say, yes, I saw somebody. I've seen people that got jobs by their post on LinkedIn. They reach out to them. So you are the one that will now determine that timeline by the work you are ready to put in. And the work is not just doing anyhow work. You must be critical in your thinking. You must be strategic in your positioning. Somebody that is looking for a job and he went and put himself inside one village, you'll be getting village jobs. It's as simple as that. So that's just that.
Okay, thank you. I got information from that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually posting on LinkedIn. Even right from when I started, I've always believed in putting out your work on LinkedIn. I just to add to what you said, and thank you for what you passed on now. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And I appreciate your teachings, Mr. Isaiah. I
You're
appreciate it a
welcome.
lot. I also appreciate Mr. I think it's Samuel.
We're all together.
That's our Yes,
We're all
yes, I
together.
know.
Samson,
I appreciate
Mr. Timmy, yeah,
Yes, sir.
and
I
everybody.
appreciate
Yes.
you all. I appreciate what you guys have done for us.
Yep.
This is not the end of where we hope to meet you guys in the physical classes, hopefully.
I can't wait to have you guys in the class. Okay, I will hand you over now to Mr. Samuel. Thank you so much, everybody. I wish you success in your exam. Anybody that gets above 90, don't worry, my eyes on you.
Thank you so much, sir. I want to appreciate Mr. Simile and Glory and you, first of all, for everything from the beginning. That's been impactful. Also, please, I wanted to ask, today was so stressful for me. So while we were having the class, I actually fell asleep. So
Oh,
thank
okay.
God I want to wake up before the test anyways. But we'll be having, are you going to release the past the video and the materials for this class that we just had?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We're targeting tomorrow, latest. Our team will try to work on it and get it ready. At least, so yesterday's class should be ready tomorrow, definitely. Today's class I can't say, but we're also targeting tomorrow. So just watch out for it, basically.
Thank you so much, sir. Much love. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. All right. So that we don't sleep here.
Mr.
Abi,
Sam,
what the
na me
rest
dey
of
put
you?
those ads for you.
We're
you.
still having hands. So
Okay.
Sunkade.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus.
please go on. Sunkade.
Yeah, Fashola, those that I know more than my
Oh,
name.
sorry. I couldn't see the other name. Sorry.
Okay. You. I think you've addressed me as Fashola, actually. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yes.
Mr. Samuel.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to specially thank you, Sardonyx. As I think, aside from the Google cybersecurity I've attended in my life, I think this is the second best, or let me say, first best I've ever attended. Actually, because the only difference I see that Google does not have hands-on lab for practical, but they are very good. Let me just tell you the fact. But I think you are exceptionally good both on the hands-on and the let me say the technical. So you are still the best. We are going places actually.
Mm. Mm. Thank you, Fashola. Thank you so much. I don't know whether I should thank you for saying we are second best or not, but regardless, I'll take it as a
You are the
compliment.
best, oh. You are the best.
We say
110
that
over 100. Brother, with all these
Jimo,
jokes and everything that we comedy and learning all together, you are still giving Sardonyx second. Which second?
No, Google is still, I don't know, Google, aside from, they have a large database and everything.
Baba, for us as a Nigerian to organize something as in this superb
No,
on
no, you are
point.
the best. You are the
Ah,
best. So far
Baba,
in
no try
Nigeria.
am. I beg.
it's okay.
There's a program, Mr. Sam. Let me quickly chip in this. There's a program I attended, a training. You need to see one of our instructor was even nagging in the class. You can imagine that kind of situation, so unprofessional, with a lot of money being paid. I don't want to mention their name. I just jejely, as a jeje now, I just stepped out and forgo my money. You won't believe it. Only for me I saw someone chatting me some months later. The guy just told me that as soon as I left like this, it's like Albarca just closed for that group. I'll even try and be, patching up everybody. And this lady was even telling me she doesn't attend to calls, personal calls, that we should send mail, we should send message. I say, on top of our money, since Sardonyx is not collecting anything. Wallahi, Mr. Sam.
Right.
Wallahi, Mr. Sam. You need to see how I put this cause on my head, like Mogbe Rubio. I met one of my neighbor now at work. I had to run from my home. That was why I couldn't. I don't have much time to do my exam. Wallahi, I left my home. I drove over 30 minutes to come to work and come and connect so that I can do that exam. Even if now two I get, let me share. As Mr. Timmy just told me, it's not going. That's all more, bros. My body melts. And thank God for that sweet angels that spoke, that blah blah blah, and the magic just happened. Hey! So Mr. Sam, please send me word to Gloria. I'm sending my warm hugs to her, especially
All
Mr.
right.
Timilein. Then the first Oga, the Oga that just teach us. I used to forget, Mr. Samuel.
Mr.
Huh?
Isaiah.
Mr. Isaiah. Hey.
Yeah.
Then, sir, I may come to the office, your office, any of these days before I travel, inshallah.
No
I'll
problem.
just come
So
and do my greeting like that, and as well. Sir, can I
yeah,
call you off this class? Because there are some things I would like to discuss.
it's fine.
I don't
Just
want
send a
to.
DM and talk.
Sir?
We can talk. You can just send a DM on
On the
WhatsApp.
chat? I don't know which
Yeah.
of you, whether it's Glory
Okay.
or you.
If you look at the WhatsApp, you can see Oluboyo or Samuel. But just look at your WhatsApp. You are in
Yes.
SAIP, right?
SEPS, yes.
Oh, you are in SEPS. Okay.
I'm in SEPS.
If you are in SEPS, then look at your WhatsApp. You will see my name. I'm one of the admin. You will see me as the
Okay.
program manager or something like that.
All right,
So
so
you
how
can
about
send it
Glory?
here. Glory is also there. You see Glory Balogun or
Mama,
Sardonyx Education.
tell her
Either
my
of
hands
the
day up.
two.
I know say she know they the call again.
See, it is well. Jimo,
Brother,
I'm so
thank you so
sorry.
much.
Your hands have been up. I'm so sorry, Jimo. Please, Jimo Abdullahi, please go on. Habib, thanks. So, Jimo, are you still there? Okay.
Hello, I'm
So,
here.
oh, okay. Jimo, please go on.
Good deal. So thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. I want to ask concerning the graduation. They are going to come down to your office for the graduation.
Oh, no. It's not a physical graduation.
Okay, it's not a physical graduation.
You will not wear gown, don't worry. You will wear virtual gown. You won't have to come down to the office. You can come visit, at the office, but your graduation is happening online, not physically. All right. Okay, guys. Having a little bit of a day. Thank you for the sweet times. Appreciate you guys for joining and waiting till the end. Habib, thank you for all the love. Thank you so much, guys. So I'll be closing the call now, but please watch out for our YouTube. Those of you that have not given us review, Habib, with all the thing you've been saying on this call, I've not seen review on Google profile. And I don't know whether you subscribe to our YouTube self. I will check.
Baba, I've done that too. Maybe I've seen another name. I've done that.
Okay.
Mr. Sam, now me and you, no worry. We did together.
All right, guys. Thank you so
Thank you, sir.
much.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you on Saturday, Valentine's Day, to show ourselves some love.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you so much.
No 100% security anywhere in the world. The more the use of life, the more the security in it. One of the beauty about cybersecurity is also job security.